Welcome back. Our next guest is an actress and activist, but you might know her as the resident of Litchfield Prison on the blockbuster Netflix series Orange is the New Black.
Yes, I love that show, first of all.
Yeah,
I definitely do. Okay, so she's here to discuss with us today her career and personal issue that's close to her heart. Everybody, please welcome Farrah.
Yes,
yeah,
I always want to say Farah.
I always want to call you Farah.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm a child of the 70s, hence the name. So, you know, working on Orange was, I have to say, the most amazing and genuine experience I ever had as an actress.
I'm sure. How'd you get that part?
Through a casting call. I answered a casting call, and they were looking for core female inmates, and I had sent them headshots, and I wasn't receiving a response. And basically, I was at the gym, and a friend of mine called, and he asked me if I had submitted, and I told him I was submitting professional pictures. He just said, "Take a selfie." You know, so basically,
that's it.
No, apparently I look meaner if I take a selfie, and I think that for the first time in my life, you know, being tall, looking rougher, looking tougher worked to my advantage. Yeah. But still, it was a privilege, and I just consider myself lucky because there are many girls out there that probably look like me. Yeah. And I was chosen. So
it was meant to be.
No, but to this day, I'm eternally grateful.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm going to take a selfie.
Yeah, right.
Tell me,
are you a girl?
Well, you know,
well.
have you seen you know, guys who act as girls and vice versa? It happens.
I have no comment. Yeah. I'm not even going there.
Okay, so let's forget about that.
No.
Tell me, how did you get into acting?
Acting was a passion of mine ever since I was young, and I say that because, well, am I still young? I don't know. To some, yes. To somebody who's 14, no. But you know, ever since a child, I mean, my parents were huge Elizabeth Taylor and Burt Reynolds fans and Richard Burton fans. I'm sorry, and basically I saw that and saw something in a camera that most people don't. The camera sees the truth. It has one eye. People have two eyes. They see what they want to see. But my breakthrough in wanting to become an actress was after I graduated Barbizon Acting and Modeling. The modeling world was not for me. I knew that I was not welcomed back then, and I just didn't fit in.
I feel like you would now.
now I think I'm a little bit too old for the modeling world. But the thing is that my heart was always with film and cinema, and I knew that that's where I belonged. I wanted to, you know, I wanted to have a character that was me. But how? How do I do it? But basically, yeah, that's when I made the decision, and I knew that's
right. Okay, so you said that you were a victim of bullying as a child as a result to your outward appearance. So tell us what happened.
Well, you know, in school, obviously, when you're in the first grade, and up until the 6th grade, I was just secluded with one class, just like everybody is when they go to elementary school. So the problems didn't start there. My hell started from junior high school, and high school was just a complete nightmare, you know, because different kids, different homeroom, different classroom, different teacher, having to introduce yourself to everybody. And, you know, yeah, eventually they knew. I mean, it's not that I was purposely trying to look like a boy. I started wearing boys' clothes because I was tall. They fit better, you know. Right. My hair was short since the age of 4, so it wasn't I purposely. I just looked like a boy. I was the only Brandon Tina of Boys Don't Cry in that school, and the kids knew that I was a girl, but it was like their mission. We're going to make this girl's life impossible, you know. So I couldn't go to the bathroom. I walked into the bathroom, they'd be screaming, you know, purposely. They knew they knew who I was, but they
cruel.
Yeah. So it was more of a psychological ambush that I had. I can't say that I got into, you know, physical fights, because in many ways they didn't want to. I was much taller than they were, right. So they wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't want to cross me. But they knew that I was very fragile at heart. So you know, saying these things, So I had my nose in a book all those years. I genuinely don't know anything about dating. I don't know about. Well, let's put it this way: I went to the high school prom in a suit, and there was not one person that I thought was my friend that wasn't making these nasty comments behind my back, making fun of me. So yeah, you couldn't send me back to high school even if you paid me. But well, maybe today would be a lot different.
I think it would be a lot
the good thing about you is that you took this very negative experience and you've turned it around to do good right now. Tell us about Free to Love and what it does and how it helps people who are bullied.
Well, right now I have become an advocate for a nonprofit organization called Free to Love. And basically, it is a group that is trying to promote love and acceptance. Now, I'm not saying that as an advocate, I'm not sending the message saying the world is full of love, because that's the same thing as if you were to tell a child, you know, go to a playground and don't get dirty. You know, there are mixed emotions. There's love, hate. There's everything. And every advocate has a message to the youth. My message to the youth is injecting courage. You know, bullying has begun ever since David and Goliath. And I think that if you stop running and you face your demons and you face the person that... people bully not because they want to. People hate not because they want to. They just do it because they don't know any different. And I think that if we have patience in talking to them, if we have patience in understanding where they're coming from, I mean, you wouldn't punish a child that lashes out in a math class because he doesn't get it, you know? And I think it's the same thing with people that they don't accept gays, they don't accept certain lifestyles, they don't accept. It's not solely their fault.
Right.
Yes, could they be better? I could be better in many ways. We all have something that the other does not. So I just think that if we all complemented each other and kind of try to help fix the imperfections, we could create a much better world. The problem is that if somebody doesn't understand, we criticize them for being simple-minded. You know, no, that person has a mind and they have a heart. And when people are alive, they can change and they can be better.
Well, how do you change? How do you change a person like that, though?
How? By talking to them. And if talking doesn't help, listening to them. People argue, and when people are arguing, you're not listening or talking. You're yelling and not listening. So I just think that we need to have more patience. And to the kids that are running, I think that it's time to stop running and you literally face your problems.
Right, I agree. Okay, you took a part in the off-Broadway play, Eating Out, and it's about a woman's struggle with bulimia and anorexia.
Yeah.
Right? And was this personal?
Very, actually. Many years ago, when I was much younger, I had suffered an eating disorder. But I never thought that this would come to be, only because of the fact that when I auditioned and when I read the script, at first I thought Eating Out, it was about a bunch of friends going out eating, you know, New York City Friday night. And then when I read the story about 4 women, the only survivor was the writer. And it was about her 3 best friends that died from this. So because I had an eating disorder, I took the role. I was actually the sickest one in the play, Melanie. She died first, actually. But anyway, if anybody wants to look into the story, please do so. And nowadays, when I think about it, you know, I wish I could portray this now, because now people fear food. Because of so many advertisements and so many things that they say that's in food, about weight gain, about obesity.
Very true.
It's not the same thing. When I was a child, you know, we used to go to McDonald's for birthday parties.
Wow.
You know, and kids would go to playgrounds and they would have fun. Now, no, you don't see that anymore.
There's a very important question I want to ask you. What do you think it is now to be an LGBT actor? Is our roles opening up? Is it becoming easier than it was before?
Very much so. Without a doubt. It is so much more accepted. It's actually desired and wanted. And I think, and this is what I'm talking about, when we were talking about people being simple-minded and closed-minded. 40, 50 years ago, they were closed-minded. They were, you know, or you would say that they wouldn't even allow something like this on TV. And nowadays, it's all over.
It is.
Meaning that people can change. You know, and yes, did it take 40, 50 years? It did, but the point is it happened.
It's here. It's here now. That's all that matters.
You know, so I think that regardless of your lifestyle, you know, however you identify as, be the best that you can be, because there is no such thing as a small role. There is no such thing as a small part. Even a small fish makes dinner. You know, so you have to give your best all the time. It doesn't matter if you don't have lines. It doesn't matter if you're only featured. It doesn't matter if they don't give you the lead role. Do your best. Everything else will follow.
All right. Thanks very much for that. That's very inspiring. We appreciate it. Now, she works very hard to inspire others, and she has inspired us here today. I can definitely vouch for that. Now, look for Farah in the movie Sisters with Tina Fey and Amy.
Nice.
Yeah, great.
Nice.
Thank you very much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Everyone, summer is here. That means it's bathing suit time. You got yours?
Show them muscles.
You ain't got it yet. When we come back, fitness guru Nadia Murdoch will be with us to share workout tips that will make us feel our best when wearing our least.
Yeah,
That's what
but
I need.
first, before we get fit, we're going to show you our Emmy Award-winning documentary on the Harlem Globetrotters' stand against racism. If you don't want, certainly don't want to miss that one. Stay tuned.